Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. I am a mom and I have another one on the way. So if you haven't seen my previous video where I announce that I'm pregnant, I will have it linked in this description or in the cards. So it'll be in one or the other. Today is my 12-week pregnancy update video. I am currently 12 weeks and 2 days pregnant with baby number 2. So I haven't really sat down in a long time to do a video, and if I'm gonna be honest, I kind of forget how. So what we're talking about today is my 12-week pregnancy update. So we're going to talk about my symptoms, how big the baby is, and all of that. Not too much of like what I think it might be, because I don't know. I have a daughter, so I've called it a her talking about it, but I've had dreams it's a boy, so I'm not sure. If anything, I'm leaning more towards it's a boy, but a part of me just thinks that it's really a girl. So I have no idea. My brain is confused. I don't know. We'll be happy either way as long as the baby is healthy. So we're going to jump right into this video. If you want, grab yourself some coffee or tea. I actually have coffee. I only have 1 cup a day, so I'm making the most of it. So I guess we'll start out first with how big the baby is. So I'm gonna get it on my phone. So I have the Nurture app, and that app, if you know of the pregnancy app like Eve, they have not pregnancy app, the menstrual app called Eve for like tracking your periods and stuff. They have one called Nurture, and they're kind of all sort of linked together because it's got like this community base. Not sponsored, by the way, it's just the app that I use. So I'm right here, and it says I am 12 weeks and 2 days, and it says fun fact, the baby fun fact, the bag of amniotic fluid in your baby's home. My brain is just not working. I didn't even read any of that right. The bag of amniotic fluid is your baby's home. It will keep him safe and free from infection until he is ready to be born. So there's sometimes where it'll call baby a he, or it'll call baby a she in the app. So right now it says baby is 2.1 inches long and about 0.5 ounces and is as big as a clementine. So last week it was actually as big as a lime for week 11, and I had taken pictures, but I just did not like how they turned out. So it says next week baby will be the size of a small peach. I don't have the premium subscription on here, so it doesn't tell me like a ton of stuff. But that is about how it's going right now. That's about how big the baby is. So I had an ultrasound 2 days ago on exactly my 12 weeks. And they said baby was measuring exactly 12 weeks. And the baby was asleep at first. And it was like laying there like this. And it was just so cute. And then the baby ended up waking up, and it was using its legs to try and climb the side of my uterus. It was so cute. And jumping around. Baby's heart rate was 160 beats per minute, which my daughter's was about that. She stayed up there with her heart rate, which is another reason I'm thinking it's a girl. And I know that that's not like scientific fact or anything for the heart rate when it's faster at being a girl and slower at being a boy. But I don't know. I'm just thinking with everything going on. Like, I didn't have as much morning sickness with my daughter, which it was kind of like here or there with her. And it's been kind of here or there with me for like the past week or two, because I was almost every morning feeling sick. There was a few days that I would just, you know, TMI, but throw up. And yesterday I hadn't had anything to eat yet. I had made myself some Earl Grey tea and I was drinking it, and it all just came back up. My mom, I was at her house and I actually threw up in her yard, and she just had to turn around. She could not watch, she can't watch throw up because if she does, she will. So that's been happening. For some reason, it's almost every single time I drink chocolate milk I throw up. Not every single time, but almost every time. That is one thing I craved when I was pregnant with my daughter, was chocolate milk and egg salad sandwiches. And it couldn't be like a homemade egg salad sandwich where I had worked previously, which I don't work anymore. I'm actually a stay-at-home mom. But where I had worked, they had these prepackaged egg salad sandwiches, and that is what I looked forward to every single time that I went to work when I was pregnant with her, was egg salad sandwiches. This go round, I have not craved really anything. I have avoided food, and that is one of my symptoms. That is food aversion. I hadn't experienced this with my daughter. The only thing that I couldn't really eat was like the Great Value bacon, egg, and cheese croissants. My daughter did not like the bacon. I don't know why. But those I couldn't eat with her. It seems like I can't just eat anything with this baby. So that is one of my big symptoms, is food aversion. So that is one of my big symptoms. It's food aversion. And I have lost weight. All of my alarms are going off at the same time. So I started out this pregnancy at like 182 pounds. And I think the lowest I have seen so far is 174. And I did this with my daughter too in the first trimester. I lost about 10 pounds when I was pregnant with her. So I'm not concerned. The doctor said he's not concerned. And like the practice I see a bunch of different like OBs and a nurse practitioner that's there. So I had seen the male doctor this past appointment, and he said that he's not concerned with the weight loss or anything because it is normal in the first trimester, and the fact that I'm just not eating anything. He actually suggested I drink, he said drinking a lot of water will help, which yes, it will. Obviously water is really good for you. But he was telling me, you know, try and snack on like stuff if I can, to try and get like some sugar and calories and stuff. So he told me like peppermint candies or, you know, some other stuff like that. Just try and snack on whatever I can and whatever I can keep down. You know, healthy food is best, but you know, if I can keep something down, it's good. And I can't fully remember what he said, so some of that is like paraphrasing because my baby brain has been terrible. But I am trying to go from a list. I have it actually sitting over there, and I took a picture of it, but I'm just like glancing over at my list of stuff. So we're gonna move on to being dizzy and lightheaded, and that is from where I had talked to him about it, and that's what when he said to take and, you know, have the small candies because my sugar is probably low. So with that, the fact that I'm not being able to eat because I'll make something to eat and I won't be able to eat like a full plate of food. And I don't eat a lot to begin with. Even before I was pregnant with my daughter, I ate unhealthily, and don't do this, maybe 1 to 2 meals a day at that. And I always ate like a bird. I was never really that hungry. So I've been trying to eat more. So I never make myself like a huge plate of food because I've never eaten like a ton since I was like a teenager. And I'll just be standing there, or I'll watch somebody walk by at normal speed and I'll feel like I'm gonna fall over because I'm dizzy or it made me lightheaded. And that is why he said, you know, my sugar's probably low. He said drink like maybe a Sprite or a ginger ale, nothing like really caffeinated. And that's why, one reason I only have 1 cup of coffee a day anyway, because I don't want my caffeine to be too high, because I know that's not good for the baby to have too much caffeine. So I just usually stick to 1 cup of coffee a day, and you know, that dizzy and lightheadedness, that just goes along with the not being able to eat and the food aversions. Now, I did already talk about the nausea, so I'm not going to, my camera shut off. I'm not sure why it does that after like, I think 11 or 12 minutes, but it does. So I opened up the coffee pot. We've got like a Keurig. I got it from Goodwill and it was not used. It was actually brand new. So that is awesome. But I opened up the lid to the Keurig and I wanted to throw up. I was making myself tea. There was not a pod in there or anything. I was just opening up because if you have a Keurig, you know, you have to open the top and shut it to be able to pick what amount of water you want. So I opened it up and I almost threw up. It was terrible. And it just had a little hint of coffee smell to it because it's a coffee pot. And I just thought I was gonna throw up. I ended up making my tea yesterday, and about an hour and a half after making it, I threw it all back up. So that was fun. I have had the worst baby brain. The worst baby brain. I will be mid-conversation with people and forget what I'm talking about. That is how bad it is. I mean, seriously, I have been mid-conversation and just stopped talking. Like, I completely blanked. And it's the baby brain. So we were talking to somebody one day and I just like stopped talking and I'm like, I'm sorry, it's the baby brain. And she was like, it's okay. She was like, after you're done having kids, it just turns into mommy brain. And accurate. I used to have a really good memory before I got pregnant with my daughter, and then my memory is just dust in the wind. So my memory, I used to be able to remember, like, and I can still kind of remember those things, but I used to be able to remember a specific date, what I was wearing, what I did that day, and now I can barely tell you what I did last week or even like 2 or 3 days ago. I know what I did yesterday and I know what I did the day before, but I can't fully remember what I did Monday, except make a list of things to do for yesterday and tomorrow. And actually filming this video was on my list of things to do yesterday. I just didn't have time for it. So I put it on my list of things to do for today, which I didn't really have stuff planned for today, which also reminds me I really need to take the food out of the fridge that I have taken out for dinner tonight, because if not, it's not going to defrost fully for me to put it in the crock pot. That's something I forgot to do. So like I said, the baby brain has been terrible. I have forgotten to like do stuff and it just got really cloudy. And other people will laugh and they'll be like, you okay there? Baby brain. You know, another baby brain thing is I actually meant to put on makeup before I did this video. I didn't put on any makeup. I forgot. So my next symptom is cramps. Yes. So when you're pregnant, for all of the people that haven't had kids or haven't been pregnant or are trying to get pregnant, cramps are normal. Period-like cramps are not. So, and I don't want to give like any misinformation, but this is like what I've heard and what I've experienced. So, if some of you don't know, I have had a miscarriage before. It is terrible. It is a hard thing to go through, and it's a hard thing to look back on, but period like cramps are not good. Normal cramping, if you feel it around your uterus or something like that, it is your uterus growing and stretching, and it's growing and stretching for the baby because the baby's growing and stretching, and it's filling up with more amniotic fluid, so it just gets bigger and it's going to stretch out. And like any muscle or anything like that, like if you work out and your muscles are growing, they're going to cramp a little bit. So it's kind of like the same thing. And that's just my opinion or my thoughts on it. You know, that my analogy. But I've had some cramping, and I know it's just my uterus growing. After having a miscarriage, it's really hard for your brain not to go there. Because with my daughter and with this pregnancy, I bled throughout the first trimester. Not terribly, but I bled. And the minute I started bleeding when I was pregnant with my daughter, I freaked out. Thought I was having a miscarriage, and it was just really hard for me. Turns out I had hemorrhaging behind the placenta. That's what they said it was. And it got explained to me a little bit more in this pregnancy, because it was essentially the same thing happening in this pregnancy that it did with my daughter. And she said that, you know, the placenta's growing too, and it's attaching to the uterine wall, and where it attaches, there's going to be a little bleeding. And some women don't notice it. Some women do. And I just happen to be one of the ones that it's more, I guess, prominent. I see it. And I freaked out this pregnancy too. But I kind of figured it was the same thing that happened during my pregnancy with my daughter, with the hemorrhaging that I had then. It did go away by the end of the first trimester with her, and I'm pretty sure it's gone away almost fully. I haven't spotted in maybe a week. Almost a week. It's been right around there. So I'm pretty sure it's almost gone with this pregnancy too. But that is something that can happen, and I believe she said that causes cramps too. Like I said, baby brain, it's terrible. I can't fully remember some of this stuff. I really need to write it down. So that's what I've had this go round. But I've also had some lower back pain. With my daughter, I had pretty bad sciatic nerve on my left side in my lower back. And towards the end of my pregnancy, I actually had to get physical therapy for my pelvis and like my hips and stuff, because they were, I think the physical therapist, I think he said it was twisted and like forward a little bit. So they gave me a bunch of exercises to do, and I went to physical therapy like twice a week for like 3 weeks to help with it. And then I ended up having my daughter. And I'm really glad I got that physical therapy, because it would have probably been terrible. It probably would have been like more painful. So I'm believing that the lower back pain is probably my sciatic nerve kicking up. And I have one thing to say. If you have a car with heated seats and you have lower back pain, even in the summertime, like blast your AC and put on your heated seats, so that way you're still cool and you're not like burning up from your heated seats. But it relieves back pain so well, because my car has heated seats, and I will ride around with the heated seats on in 80-degree weather with the AC blasting. It helps lower back pain immensely. If you don't have a car with heated seats, just get yourself like I think Walmart has them for maybe $10. Get yourself a heating pad and just put it on your lower back. It's amazing. I don't recommend putting it on your uterus for the pain though. that might be a little too much. But anyway, yes, lower back pain. That has been something. And I also think it could be from me maybe overexerting myself some days, because I had gotten another job and I was lifting way too much heavy stuff. And I think that played a really bad part, because my legs and my back hurt so bad. But I also got insoles put in my shoes because I had gotten a new pair of shoes, and that helped too, but my lower back still hurt a bit. So heating pad for lower back, it helps so much. I've had acne and pimples like pop up. I had one right here. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but it hurt. And I was able to get some stuff out of it. And I know a lot of people are like, don't pop your pimples, don't pop your pimples. I can't help it. Like, pimple popping is an obsession for me. You can ask my husband. He absolutely hates it. But, he jokes all the time that I need rehab for my pimple popping. So I've had like one like right here. I get them underneath my glasses, like in here. And for some reason, like last week, or the last like week and a half, pimples have just like popped up on my face. And I don't know if it has to do with like the pregnancy, or if I just was not cleaning my face enough, because I wasn't. Yeah. Baby brain just hit and I lost what I was talking about mid-sentence. My camera decided to shut off again. So the whole like week leading up to, and like the first half of the week of Aunt Flo is when I would get the acne. So I don't know if my body still like recognizes the cycle even though I'm pregnant and gives me the acne anyway, or if it's just, you know, baby related, stress related, which actually I have not been that stressed out lately, which is pretty funny. Well, I mean, it's not funny, it's really good, but I'm one of those people that wears stress and doesn't realize it, or anxiety really badly. My husband can just look at me and go, you have anxiety right now. He can tell. And sometimes I don't even know what it's over. I just feel it. And yeah, I don't know what to do with it. Praying helps. A lot of prayer helps with anxiety and the stress. Because there was something. I was like really upset about something one day, or stressed out about it. I can't remember, and it was like immediately after I prayed I just felt so much better. And I can't even remember what it was now, and if I can't remember, you know, it's really something that I didn't need to be stressed or anxious over. And I can't remember it. Could be the baby brain, it could just be because it wasn't important. But it's those things I've had recently that could be contributing to the acne. And I had to dig in my brain for a second to remember what I was talking about that for. Yeah, it was the acne. Like I said, baby brain has been terrible. That is a theme of this video. Baby brain. So another one is moody. I have been very moody. Not in the sense of just like throwing a toddler type tantrum moody as an adult, because let me tell you, I did that with my last pregnancy. Not like full-blown tantrums, but just kind of like, I was so tired and exhausted because I was working 8 days in a row on night shift, pregnant. And I just felt like my body was not getting enough sleep. And that could have resulted to the moodiness in my last pregnancy, but this go around, I have no idea. I've been exhausted, which I guess can be another symptom because I did not put that down. I have been tired. But I do have a toddler that likes to get up at 6:30 in the morning. Some days. Some days she doesn't want to get up till 7:30 in the morning. It just depends. And I could really do better at going to sleep earlier. And that could contribute to the moodiness too. But what I'm talking about when I say moody isn't just like cranky. It is mood swings. So I can go from like really happy, laughing nonstop to crying my eyes out for no reason. There was a day last week that my husband and I were spending together, and I literally cried almost the entire day over everything. Like the littlest stuff, I would just start bawling. And my husband's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I have no idea what is wrong. I'm just crying." And then I'd be happy after I got done crying, and then I would just start bawling again. And that has been a theme of this pregnancy the past like week or two. I'll have a great day where I'm just like laughing, joking around, fine, I'll be a little tired, but like the next day is a day where I wake up and my brain is just like, you're gonna cry all day. And that happens. That is pregnancy. Hormones are changing, body is changing, and moods are just all over the place. I really am so happy for the people that during pregnancy don't have mood swings. Like, that is great because mood swings are just like, they are out there, so far out there, and it is entertaining because I can literally just be laughing for 5 minutes straight over nothing, and then crying for like 5 minutes straight over nothing. It is pretty funny. My brother actually recorded me laughing. This was probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was just laughing for about 7 to 8 minutes straight over nothing. I was laughing so hard I was crying over nothing. But then my brother actually showed me a video and it made me laugh like even, I think he showed me a video and it made me laugh like even more, and then he was just recording me and he sent it to my husband because my husband wasn't here that day. And yeah, the mood swings. So it's not quite being like moody, because when everybody thinks of the word moody, they're like, like that kind of moody. And no, mine's just been, I guess, mood swings, because I literally go from like 110% happy to like 0%, well, not 0, but like 30% happy, where I'm just like crying my eyes out, and it's a lot. So I guess this is the part of the video where I show my bump. I haven't actually done this before, so I'm just going to stand up. I don't even know if my head or anything is going to be in frame. I did not spend the extra money to get the camera with the flip out screen, and it's kind of one of my regrets, because I had the money to get it and I just didn't get it, and I should have. So my camera actually doesn't have a flip out screen and I can't see myself right now. So sometimes I actually prop a full-length mirror up behind it, but I have nowhere to do that, so I didn't do it. And just so I can see myself to know if I'm in frame correctly. But we are going to wing this and hope it turns out for the best. So yeah, I'll show you guys my belly. I'm not going to take the, what is it called? That band on the maternity pants down. Yes, I'm wearing maternity pants. I've been wearing them since about when I found out I was pregnant, because the bloat, I just didn't fit any of my normal pants and they didn't feel comfortable, so I immediately switched over to maternity or anything stretchy. So I'm not going to take the band down on that, because I just don't like, I mean, I'm okay with kind of doing that, but at the same time, I just have a lot of flab left over from my previous pregnancy because I did not exercise after. Well, I did exercise, it's just I didn't exercise to lose weight. I exercised to just stay healthy. So it's one of those things. But I'll show you my stomach. So this is the bump. And I'm hoping you guys can see that. But this is what the bump looks like. I don't want to fall. This is what it looks like. 12 weeks and 2 days. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I really hope that you guys have a blessed day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to get some more up soon. I'm trying to come up with some ideas for videos, so if you guys have any ideas or suggestions, please put them in the comments below so I know what you guys are wanting to see. Again, thank you guys for watching this video. It means so much to me, and I really hope you guys have a blessed day. Bye!